Hello, my name is Stephen Bedard, and this is the fourth episode of What the Church Needs to Know About Autism. And what I want to talk to you about today is the importance of supporting parents and the rest of the family in terms of grief. Now, you don't necessarily think of autism being connected with grief, but there actually is much that is in common between that of any other loss and that of discovering that your child has autism, especially if it is a severe diagnosis. And I know in our case, we have had to come to grips with a lot of things that parents just take for granted that will happen with their children, of getting their driver's license and going off to college and getting married and having children. It's not likely that's going to happen to either of our two children who have autism. And so there is a sense of grief that is there. And I would encourage churches to understand that something real has taken place with the diagnosis of autism, that there has been a loss, and that parents need to be supported in it. And in terms of supporting in grief, a lot of the things that you should normally be doing in a situation where a person has lost something, those things apply as well. So don't just go to a parent and say, well, 1 in 68 children are diagnosed with autism, no big deal. That would not be appropriate. Don't try to fluff off their concerns. Perhaps some parents will overreact in terms of what they think their children will be able to do and not be able to do, and maybe they will be wrong, but they will discover that for themselves. So don't try to stop them from grieving the way they would normally grieve. If they feel this is a horrible loss that has happened to them, then give them permission to do that and just be present with them. Don't try to explain it away, and please, 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 this deserves more pleases than that. Do not try to explain why God has allowed this to happen. Okay, first of all, you don't know why God has allowed this to happen. And so it is not a good idea at all. It's one of the worst things. And we've had people try to explain it to us and said that, well, we are such great parents that God knew that we were the right parents to give autistic children to, and that's not really what we were looking for. So please don't do that type of thing. But I just really want to encourage you as a church, if you know someone who is in the process of having a child diagnosed, and sometimes it takes a while for that to happen, to just be present and to encourage them and to be there for them and for the rest of their family. It is a difficult and painful process, and yes, it does get better with time to a certain extent, but again, don't say that. Don't tell them that, because it sounds meaningless when you hear that. Just be present. So if you're going to support a family with autism, be ready to be there with them, to stand there with them, and to grieve with them. Encourage you to check out my autism blog, which is church-autism.blogspot.com, and also check out my book, How to Make Your Church Autism Friendly, which is available on Amazon, Kindle, and in print, and also my regular webpage, stephenjbedard.com. And if you have any questions about autism, I'd be happy to look at them and to respond in any way I can. Thank you, and God bless.